What is happening, everybody? I am back. It is me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, and thank you for joining me for part 2 of my breakdown of the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover on the CW. I had to do this because my phone closed with all my notes. Thank you for everybody who rocked with me and joined in when I did the first episode yesterday. You're probably wondering what's up with the flash and the tent. It's the lighting situation. I just couldn't figure it out. So we're going to work on the camera situation later. But thank you everybody who rocked with me yesterday. I figured since I had fun doing it, I might as well go ahead and do it again today. So here we are. I love it that we are first kicking off, and what you kind of should have known was going to happen. We kind of should have known what was going to happen with the having a toast, a memorial somehow, some way in memory of Oliver Queen. And to see Kara, Sarah, and Kate be there was kind of interesting to have the three of them be the ones, because again, Kate's not that familiar with Oliver. I understand everybody's going to pay respect. I got that. I'm here for that. Here's the biggest thing I'm going to say. And this is real quick. Let me say this off jump. I'm not going to go beat by beat because that'll take forever to do. But I got different points. I took a whole hell of a lot of notes while I was watching this. But I got a point I want to break down. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, which you should be, at Mr. J. Washington, you will know earlier I said I asked you your thoughts and prayers because I was trying to watch the most recent episode of Batwoman, A Mad Tea Party, because I felt like that episode was going to supposedly flow right into this. Didn't. I went through that whole hour of my life I can't get back. I'm noticing something. When you put Ruby Rose in this epic crossover setting with all these other heroes, it's better than Ruby Rose in her own show. I know that might not make a lot of sense to some people, but it seems like they bring out the best in her. I personally kept saying I loved her in Elseworlds, which made me willing to watch the Batwoman series. And I watched the Batwoman series and I'm like, this is a thing. But then I see how she's brought into the crossover fold and it works. And it's working. She's a great addition. She's great when she's a supporting character, in a sense. And it's weird. It's very weird, especially with everything they did in this episode. So the whole thing now is about the Paragons. Those are the 7 symbols we've seen on the door that released the Anti-Monitor. The 7 Paragons are what are going to be brought together to help stop the Anti-Monitor. And it is a thing from the comics. It is a thing from the comics. So this story is staying as true to it as possible. You know, again, I have to tell everybody, there's certain things you have to adapt for television. You cannot have everything be exactly the same, like a page-for-page breakdown on TV. It just can't happen. To see Lyla go get the Wave Rider, this was the thing. What Earth she went to? Earth 74 and got the Wave Rider for the Legends. And the voice of the Gideon is Leonard Snart. So we got a Captain Cole cameo without him being there, him doing a voiceover, which I dug it. I hella dug it. Like, I was cool with that. Mick Rory was there too. So that's Earth 74's Mick Rory, which I'm cool with that because now we're not bringing in Legends, which also Sarah mentioned that I told my team we weren't doing crossovers. So I really am interested, and I hate that we got to wait damn near a month for it to see how they do this with the Legends. The fact that the baby got quiet in Mick's arm was kind of cute. The Book of Destiny. Now, a lot of people had been tweeting me. A lot of people had hit me up. And, you know, because after the first episode, Oliver Queen died. He sacrificed himself, basically. And everybody was like, no, they're going to bring Oliver back. They're going to bring Oliver back. And I'm like, no, he's dead for a reason. He's dead. And I think they did what they did in this one, being that they were going to try to find the Lazarus Pit to give you, the audience, the viewers, a glimmer of hope. And you kind of got that, right? When Oliver comes out, they drop him in the Lazarus Pit. He comes out all, Rah! And then now Constantine can't bring his soul back because of all the antimatter in the system. That was to let everybody know Oliver Queen is going to be dead. So unfortunately. Before I go any further, let me let you know, I am going to go to the Super Chat. I'm not looking at it directly right now. As you see, I'm trying to look at y'all on the camera, but I'm going to go to Super Chat. The things that are highlighted, you know, the Super Chat, I'm using the chat. Super Chats will come up. Those are the ones that will have priority. Those are the ones I'll be able to address and answer, and then I'll go into some of them as I finish everything on the breakdown. John Cryer as Lex Luthor, it has been a great addition. That was one of the things I liked about Supergirl last season. When you brought him in, I didn't have a problem with his Lex. He gives you this menacing vibe, but it was something about in this that it didn't seem right. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. This again, these opinions that I felt about the show are me. Now, facts about certain things that'll happen, I'll let you know. Like, yeah, that's happening. This is happening. I'll do that. So there is no confusion. There is no misunderstanding. There is nobody being like, well, hey, y'all already know me. If you rock with me, you already know I'm gonna tell you what it is. I like John Cryer in the role, but it got a little bit annoying after a while. But it was good to see the interaction with him and Tom Welling's Superman, and to find out that Superman gave up his powers just to live a regular life with kids. So he took the kryptonite inflicted from him. But also having Lex Luthor steal the Book of Destiny, which I was wondering how was that going to play a factor because of what we saw at the end of Elseworlds. And so the fact that he goes back in time, I like how with everything that it was addressed that looked like it could bring back Oliver was also followed up so it wasn't open-ended. You get what I'm saying? Like, the Monitor said, look, I went back in time to retrieve the Book of Destiny. And they were like, well, why can't you go back in time to, you brought back Luthor, why can't you go back in time to bring back Oliver? He was like, that was before everything happened and my powers were fading. And so this way they kept it, the story is as tight as it can be. So we get to the Paragons. We got to find out who they are. You find out the car is a Paragon. You find out, I wrote all this down. Which one, where is it? Let's go further. Where is it? I wrote so much in this damn thing. Oh yeah, Car is a Paragon. You find out Sarah's a Paragon of Destiny. Then we're looking for the Paragons of both Courage and Truth. Courage is supposed to be Batman on another Earth, which is the Kevin Conroy Batman. And before I go any further, am I the only person who got ultimate chills up their spine just when you heard him talking on the staircase before you even saw Kevin Conroy? Because if you are a fan of Batman the Animated Series, which many of us are, if you're a fan of even some of the Batman games, that legendary voice is from that actor that many people never knew what he looked like. We just knew that voice. And to hear him talk, I had that chill down my spine. I was like, yes, let's do this. Now, the only thing I was kind of upset was we didn't get a I am Batman. Like, I wanted that so bad out of it. But what we got, it literally felt like an episode of the show. I talk so much, my damn throat is dry. But this is what happens when you're going to do this by yourself for like 30 minutes. So, but to see Luke Fox, who out here flexing with no shirt on, you know what I'm saying, with the abs out. And I like the Kara and Kate moment about that at the door. And Kate was like, nope, don't make this weird. Don't make this weird. Because, again, she's got to go back and see her regular Luke on her Earth when it's all said and done, right? To see Brandon Routh as the Kingdom Come Superman, it was something more. I felt more about it now, and I enjoyed it than what we had just saw in stills and pictures. Because seeing the pictures of him in the suit was great. It was iconic the moment he did at San Diego Comic-Con. All of that was phenomenal. And then to see it in its full glory was like, bam. Also, it's funny because, I got a chance to interview both him and Katie Lotz last year at Okay, I don't know what I said to make my phone decide it want to do an okay Google thing. You are a horrible phone. You are terrible. It is a terrible phone. But I got a chance to interview him.
I'm not perfect, but I'm trying my best. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know.
For real. That really just happened. All right. That happened. That you can't make stuff up like this, ladies and gentlemen. You can't plan shit like this, but that happened. The fact they mentioned his son as well was great. And the fact you talk about how his loss, losing Lois, losing Jimmy, losing Perry and everybody, and that the new Lois reminds him of his Lois, and the fact Lex uses the Book of Destiny to make them fight, and we had a Man of Steel moment. So, even though it wasn't directly connected with the DCEU as we know, it was that Man of Steel moment when you had Superman and Superman flying against each other. The explosion in the buildings was reminiscent of when you saw Zod and Superman against each other. Boom. So you kind of had that. I dug that For real. Yo, so when we did, I'm gonna just bring this up back to Bruce. When we saw him, it was like, yo, why do you have this exoskeleton? And he was like, my back is, my body's been full of injuries. And the first thing I instantly thought about was, oh hell, in this version of Earth, Bane actually breaks his back. And we didn't get to see it, but it happened. You find out later that it was Superman that broke his back, and then he eventually killed Superman. I'm like, whoa, okay, that was a twist I didn't expect to see coming, and I'm fine with it though, because this way you close the door on having to say we need another Superman. You know what I'm saying? We've already seen 3 now. We've got Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. We got Brandon Routh's Superman, and then Tom Welling is just a damn dude. So you got that. Yeah. Let me see what else. Oh, we get Jonah Hex in this, and I like how we got it because we go to Earth 18 in North Dakota, and that is where the Lazarus Pit is. And like I said earlier, they dropped Oliver in the pit, and who comes but Jonah Hex? Pre-Scar Jonah Hex, and it was dope because Jonah Hex ends up fighting both Mia and Sarah takes the knife and gives Jonah the scar, which I was happy to see that. So you're getting these cameos, you're getting all these different elements from the DC world on different things. Now I know I'm going to talk about one of the biggest things now after there's a situation where Kate finds out that Bruce has snapped. Which she says, look, I don't know how many people I've killed. Which, yeah, we find out in later years Bruce just snaps. And he's trying to kill Kara. And, so Kate stands up for him. We find out his exosuit has kryptonite in it. Kara sticks up for him. And Kate takes him on because she can beat him technically. Even though he's still the Batman, she can beat him because she's not injured as he is. All that leads to the fact of the Monitor telling Kate she's the Paragon of Courage. I want to stop here for a second because I'm about to talk about this. I already know the internet is about to flip out, if they have not already. I already know the internet is about to go, oh, they're just trying to push an agenda, social justice word, blah, 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 blah. Here's the reason why Kevin Conroy's Batman, or Batman himself, is not a paragon, okay? Batman is like a $10 million property. And there's a lot of paperwork that goes into just the usage of Batman, whether it is in TV, film, video games, cartoons, whatever. There's a lot that goes behind it. There's a lot of paperwork and money to bring him in. You cannot spend that kind of money with the budget you already have spent on everything else, unfortunately. You have to have a bat in this, but you see, yes, it's going to be Batwoman. No matter how I or others or all of us collectively may feel about Batwoman or its show, Ruby Rose, whatever, you had to have a bat. But also remember, Supergirl is taking the place of Superman. Granted, they're giving Superman and Lois their own show. Granted, they're about to do that. But Supergirl is at the forefront. So I know people are going to be pissed. I know people are going to be like, oh, they just pushing this. It was a waste of time. They just shitting on Batman. No. They're not. Remember, you'll never get Batman in the suit. You'll never get Batman in the suit in the CW. So I think that's one of the things people have to quell their expectations behind. You're never going to get him in that suit. So yes, you have to show. You can show Bruce Wayne. You can always say Bruce Wayne. Batman is a whole nother thing. That is a giant business thing that requires a lot of money. It is not as easy as saying, just use him here. So I hope, and I know I'm hoping so much and reaching for a prayer, that the internet can understand that, especially me putting it here. I know people are like, yo, I don't want it to be Kate Kane. I don't want it to be Batwoman, but you have to have a Batwoman, a Flash, Superman, the Arrow, Black Lightning. You're going to have a Green Arrow, which is Mia, and I think possibly Spartan. But, so hopefully people calm on that. The whole time you see Lyla having this bad headache, and the only thing I'm thinking of the whole time I'm watching is like, yo, I know that feeling. When you got that headache and your head spinning, you got voices in your head, that's when that edible kick in. Like you ever had an edible that you like, man, this edible ain't shit, and all of a sudden you around here like, what is happening in my life? So it finds out. So with that, eventually she keeps hearing these voices, and it transports her into they'll walk in Star Labs and you hear the voice and you think it's the Monitor, but it's actually the Anti-Monitor. Now, here's something that's interesting people need to know. In the comic books, yes, Harbinger begins to work for the Anti-Monitor. This is all part of the comic story, okay? So don't think they're making something up. The only thing I hope they do is that Lyla is the one that actually kills the Anti-Monitor in the process of all this. Now, knowing Arrow, knowing the CW, knowing the Arrowverse shows, what I'm assuming they will do is that, yes, Lyla Michaels, Harbinger, will kill the Anti-Monitor. The moment she does that, she is killed herself. Let's just be real. Lyla Michaels' character primarily exists on the show that is technically done. It's done. And yes, I know some people are going to be like, yo, but we got one more episode of Arrow coming on the 10th when they come back. If you look at the name of that episode, it is Green Arrow and the Canaries. That show, that is the backdoor pilot to the Catherine McNamara, Juliana Harkavy, and Katie Cassidy spinoff. So that's what that episode is. So basically, Arrow's done. Unfortunately, you won't. Only person I wish would be able to have a spot to land would be David Ramsey. So, and it's kind of unfortunate that he won't have that. So just so you all understand what's happening with the whole Paragon, all that, the story with Lyla there. All right. So that's me giving a quick breakdown of the episode. I know it's so much more I could go into, but I want to go in this chat. Like I said, I'm going in the chat. I'm going to look at some of your questions and comments, and I'm going to read them out loud, and I'm going to respond to them and be that type of faithful dude. And Jesus Christ, I go back so far. Let's see. Makes sense, people in line. I just saw you on Ruler 2. Haskell's on Ruler 2. Ed Haskell says, Jay, Kate Batwoman is a great supporting character, just not a lead. Akin to Jai Courtney, great supporting character, just not a lead. I agree. And I understand Ruby Rose is a star. So as her being a star, she should be the lead of a show. I get it. What she came off of from Orange is the New Black, I get it. Which is why they put her in John Wick, amongst other things. I get it. But it's in her series, it's like it's just something missing. Something's not there. But you put her in a collective with this group, and she plays the role perfectly, and it fits. It fits. Thank you, Ed, for that. Let me see. I'm just going through CW jobbing out Superman. Of course, Kara is a Paragon. That's Zach Beckett, excuse me. The Monitor is a time waster. Yo, like, legit, the Monitor is just like, hey, I got all this shit in plan. Let me live my life, okay? I know what's going to happen. And, again, we keep hearing, everyone keeps going, well, if Oliver wasn't supposed to die that way, that means Barry can be saved or Oliver can be brought back. Again, previous episodes said with Pariah, things have changed. Everything is different than what we know now. So that leads that the Flash can live, the Barry Allen Flash can live, and maybe not the Barry Allen from Earth 99 or 89 or whatever year that Flash came out on TV. Okay? I'm going to go into some more questions here. IMAX says, it's a little short-sighted on DC's part. Allowing the show to use actual Batman would have made them more money in the long run. Absolutely. I agree. Using Batman would have been a great thing. But here's the problem. It would have definitely made more money. But here's the problem if you bring in Batman. You have to keep bringing in Batman. There's no other way around it. Superman, they knew what they were going to do. They kind of was like, let's see what happens. Remember, we steered clear of Superman the very first season of Supergirl. Yes, I've been watching the show since the beginning. Keep telling y'all, I'm not a super fan. I just pretty much love the shows and the stories. Whatever. They used Superman a lot in season. They referenced him a lot. To the point where we finally saw him laid out in the DEO. You saw his boots. Then they decided to bringing in Tyler Hoechlin and the actual physical role. But nonetheless, he played a supporting character. They pulled him back. He was never at the forefront. They used Superman to push up Supergirl, which Melissa Benoist has grown into that role immensely, and so you have that. Now, you're getting the spinoff Superman and Lois with Jonathan Kent and going further. Cool. Batman changes everything. You bring Batman in the Arrowverse, no one cares about anything else anymore. It's just as simple as that. Nobody would care about any other characters, any other shows. It just has to be Batman, 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 Batman. Because, again, the popularity and the magnitude and the gravitas of that one character. So yes, it would have been a very smart decision to have him, but in the long run, it would have affected everything else. All right. Shouldn't we be watching Black Lightning now? I know. Like, somebody literally commented in the beginning, was like, yo, should you wait to Black Lightning? Here's the thing. I don't know which, because if I did that, I would have to try to find myself being calm from the episode of Black Lightning. And so I'm just going to wait till I do the review on that, which I'll have up a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have that up a little later. The review for episode 9 that's on now will come up either tonight or tomorrow. I was supposed to be filming this commercial today, but because of weather, which was beautiful today, the fuck they talking about, I had to postpone. They had to postpone it. So I'm still booked on it. They just don't know when they're shooting yet. We got a bunch of dates. Whatever. All right. I'm confused. At Haskell420, says, I'm confused. Ralph is playing the Kingdom Come version of Superman. I just had it. Ralph is playing the Kingdom Come version of Superman, and Conroy is playing the Kingdom Come Batman, right? Is that the same storyline, or in this case, the same planet? No. That's the thing. There are 2 Kingdom Come versions. Now, because again, if you put them on that same Earth, you have to have that Superman Batman conflict. And it takes away from the overall story. The story is not about the distrust that Batman secretly has against Superman and a lot of the heroes. It's about them saving the multiverse from this gigantic crisis. So, in that Earth, yes, the Brandon Routh version is the Kingdom Come Superman. But in Earth 99, that Bruce is the Kingdom Come version of Batman. Which also, I was hoping and praying on it. Earth 99 had a broken Batman. I was hoping we were going to get Terry McGinnis. Now, I'm not 100% sure. If I missed it, maybe, did Luke say his name was Luke? I think he did. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, Batman Beyond debuted in 1999 as well. And it just celebrated its 20-year anniversary. And if you can take the voice of Batman and make him live action, why can't you take the voice of Terry McGinnis and make him live action? Or make a Terry McGinnis. It was possible. But again, we don't know yet. We just know that as of right now, we haven't seen those Earths be wiped out. So there are still opportunities for things to come on that. So thank you for your question. Did Kevin Conroy's Batman kill Dean Cain's Superman? Yo! I want to know how many people really were looking forward to a Dean Cain Superman appearance. Like, who really was like, yo, we going to get Dean Cain. Shit's going to be dope. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Ed Haskell, for the $5 donation. I appreciate you very, very much. Yeah. Same planet. Somebody asked, was Ruby Rose in Batman in John Wick 3? Yep, she was. She was mute. And she was still kind of bad in the role. I think it was a collective that she was kind of bad in the role. But overall, let's go back to it, because does Terry McGinnis have the same problem as Bruce Wayne Batman? For me, remembering from the comics and from the cartoon, no, he's just Bruce Wayne's son that, Bruce finds out later on in life. He just finds out later. So, somebody said yes, there was them. Getting a bunch of stuff in through right now, so. But let me go back to the whole series. So, as of now, we're seeing so many Earths, which are explaining the infinite Earths. But I need the number to go higher than 137. Because if it's infinite Earths, you need to tell me this Earth 2,750. Or Earth number 16,139. Something weird. This way we know what that is. But again, we're seeing all these characters. We're seeing these cameos. We're getting what we were promised. And some are being used the way in which you expect them to be used. I said it before on my preview. I said it in the episode 1 after show. Do not expect for a lot of these cameos to be massive, whereas they are around throughout the entire crossover. You gotta make sure you hold yourself to that one, because a lot of people are gonna wonder that, and then a lot of people are gonna be pissed when you like, it was just a flash. Now I know yesterday I said, they were gonna have Batman use to call out the signal, and they changed that. They didn't go that route. Again, this was a prediction. That was a prediction I gave. So it wasn't like, this is exactly what's going to happen. I gave a prediction. Boom. Now, as far as Oliver Queen goes, too, in this episode, Constantine has said he cannot get his soul back. That is why we're going to get Oliver Queen in another Earth that Mia's going to see. Oliver's not going to know. And that's going to mess her head up. She's probably going to see the Nazi. Again, Earth X, the Nazi Oliver. So it's going to be... You're going to see Oliver Queen, but not that Oliver Queen. So this way you can not be so upset. But also the Paragon thing. It is what it is. At this point, it is what it is. You're just going to have to deal with the fact that Batwoman is a Paragon as opposed to Batman. Because Batman is not a part of this Arrowverse like that. It is Batwoman and Supergirl. It's just, it is the way it is. I'm seeing if I got anything else. Wait, so that was it for Tom Welling Superman? Yeah, Chris Taylor, thank you for that. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it for that Superman. That was it. What you saw, him with Lois, him with the other interactions, talking about, I'm not Superman no more. Boom. That's it. That's it. So I know you're like, wait, we supposed to get more. No. Told you. You were never getting him in the suit. I've been telling y'all for the longest, you were never getting Welling in the suit. I told y'all Welling was going to be in the crossover. And told you Welling was going to be in and out. So, I know it sucks. I know it really, really does suck. So I think I'm gonna get up out of here early. Thank you everybody that rocked with me through this after show, man. This will be up for replay here on the YouTube channel. Make sure you are following me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. Join my Supervillain Squad on Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Subscribe to the Mad Titan podcast. Everywhere you get your podcasts from, I get you caught up on all the stuff that's happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. It is Barbershop Talk for Nerds. Y'all already know I say, come on in the convo. I just did recent episode 46. You can listen to it here on YouTube. And again, all your other platforms. I did the live stream version here on YouTube with my friend BC. So thank you. I'm going to see what my schedule is like for tomorrow. If I can come back tomorrow again to do part 3 of the crossover, and this way I will subscribe. It's inevitable. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ed Haskell. I'm gonna see if I can do part 3 tomorrow. If I cannot do a live version of part 3, if I cannot do a live version, I will have a direct review here up on the channel. I'm gonna plug these all into a Crisis on Infinite Earths playlist, and so everything will be here, and y'all can go back and watch it and stuff like that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with me. I'll holler at y'all later. Take care. I'm out of here. Peace. Let's do that. Hit 'em hard. Hit 'em hard. Hit 'em hard.